Hello students, now we will discuss about alternation of generations. That is the last topic in plant kingdom chapter. So what is meant by alternation of generations? In case of the life cycle, total life cycle of a plant body, here some generations or some stages are there that alternate between haploid and diploid stages. This topic means different generations, stages or generations of plant in their life cycle come across with alternation of haploid and diploid stages. It just explains the time taken by the haploid stages and the time taken by diploid stages. Your time taken by haploid and diploid stages is important. Generally, we know that the male gamete fuses with female gamete and it forms into zygote. Now, zygote is, this male gamete is haploid in nature, this is haploid in nature. Zygote is diploid in nature. Zygote, generally in case of plant body, it undergoes mitosis to give out sporophyte. Sporophyte is also diploid. Next, it undergoes meiosis to give out, in case of plant body I am telling here, spores. Spores are haploid because after reduction we get haploid offspring only. Spores germinate and they give out gametophyte. Gametophyte produce male and female gamete. This is generally happening in plant body. In case of animal body, what happens? The male and female gamete will be fusing and forming into zygote. Zygote develops into embryo and the next stage will be adult organism. But here we are discussing about plants. Now, we see multicellular structures also. In plants, but in humans, both haploid and diploid stages are unicellular. So, just we will give the meanings of these haploid and diploid stages. Haploid means having only one set of chromosomes. Having one set of chromosomes. Diploid stages or the cell means having two sets of chromosomes. Next, zygote is unicellular. Sporophyte is multicellular. So that only we have written here multicellular structures seen in plants. Now, in this we see three different types of life cycles. Three different life cycles. We said that here time taken by haploid and diploid stages is only explaining this total concept. First one, Haplontic Lifecycle. Means most of the time is occupied by haploid stages. Most of time is occupied by haploid stages in life cycle. we will see here. Let's start with the plant body. For suppose think that plant body is gametophyte. It produces male and female gamete. They fuse, both fuse to give out zygote. Now here, in some organisms which show haplontic life cycle, here we have seen sporophyta is giving out meiosis, but here zygote itself undergoes meiotic division, produces meiospores. Now, these meiospores, again, they will germinate and form into gametophyte. Now we will see what is the ploid in nature. Gametophyte is haploid in nature. Male gamete is haploid in nature. Female gamete is haploid in nature. Zygote is diploid in nature. Meiospores are haploid in nature. Germination and egg. So here we have seen very less time is for diploid stage. Less time for diploid stage. Such type of life cycle is called as haplontic life cycle. In which organisms do we see such type of haplontic life cycle? Right here, germination. You will see haplontic life cycle in volvox. Next, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas. Next, we will see about haplontic life cycle. Sorry, diplontic life cycle. So, out of 3, we have finished one. Second one is diplontic life cycle. Means here, most of the stages in the total life cycle are occupied by diploid stages. Now, here, fusion of these male and female gametes. In plants, we can say fusion is also termed as syngamy. Now, coming to diplontic life cycle, here examples are, so we will write first life cycle. We will start with zygote, which is a diploid. Now, zygote here undergoes mitotic division, mitosis, gives out sporophyte. Sporophyte undergoes meiosis, like this one, meiosis, gives out spores. Spores will undergo germination, giving out gametophyte. Gametophyte will produce male gamete, female gamete. These both will fuse to give out zygote. Now here, we'll write examples. Examples are seed producing plants. Means we can say gymnosperms and angiosperms. So, gymnosperms, angiosperms. One exception is there, that is brown algae, fucus. Fucus shows diplontic life cycle. So this is brown algae. Brown algae. Now, third type of life cycle is haplodiplontic life cycle. Under haplodiplontic life cycle, we can see examples like bryophyta and pteridophyta type of plants. So examples are bryophyta and pteridophyta. Both are studied under haplodiplontic type of life cycle. Here we see, in case of bryophyta, it is starting with gametophyte stage. In case of pteridophytes, the dominant plant body is sporophyte. Let's start with any one. We can start either with sporophyta or gametophyta. So here we have place, so we'll start with gametophyta stage. So gametophytes will produce male gametes and female gametes. These both fuse to give out zygote. Zygote undergoes mitosis to give out sporophyte. Sporophyte undergoes meiosis to give out spores. Spores will germinate to give out gametophyte. Now, if we start either with pteridophyte, sporophyta family also, again, starting from here, the cycle has to get repeated. So, we'll write in normally, we'll start with either a gametophyte or sporophyte. Here we have to understand one point that here in diplontic life cycle, we did not tell about the diploid and haploid stages. This is diploid. So zygote is diploid, sporophyte is diploid. This is haploid, this is haploid, this is haploid, this is haploid. But still in case of diplontic life cycle, more time is occupied by zygote and sporophyta. So this type of life cycle is called diplontic life cycle. But in case of haplodiplontic type of life cycle, the time taken by haploid stages and diploid stages is equal. So we'll write this is diplontic, diplontic, diploid, haploid, haploid, again diploid. Means we are seeing spores, gametophyte, gametes in haploid stages. There is equal time. Equal time is taken by both haploid stages and diploid stages in bryophyta and pteridophyta. There are some algae which exhibit how fucus is showing, being an algae, how it is showing diplontic life cycle. Like that, there are some algae which are showing haplontic life cycle. We will see examples of that. Under haplodiplontic, we will see which algae are exhibiting haplodiplontic type of life cycle. Ectocarpus, kelps, and Polysiphonia. Ectocarpus and kelp are brown algae. So these both are brown algae. Brown algae. Ectocarpus and kelp are brown algae. Polysiphonia is red algae. So here I have covered all the important points and the previous MCQ related points also. Like haplodiplontic is exhibited by bryophyta, pteridophyta. Okay. Then which type of algae are exhibiting haplodiplontic type of life cycle? Ectocarpus, kelps, laminaria or Polysiphonia. Ectocarpus and kelps belong to brown algae. Polysiphonia belong to red algae. Fucus is an exception in case of diplontic being an algae. Either it should show haplodiplontic life cycle or haplontic life cycle or haplodiplontic. But fucus being a brown algae, it is showing diplontic life cycle. So these are important points related to alternation of generations.